Drake is one of the most successful musicians in the world, but few realize he also dabbles in the world of CPG. So, what can CPG professionals learn from this hip hop legend? In this content series, I want to blend two of my favorite things: the CPG industry that you guys hear me talk about a lot, and hip hop music. I've always believed that hip hop and CPG entrepreneurship are linked together. This is probably why you see so many hip hop artists that are involved with CPG entrepreneurship or investing in that consumer category. If you've consumed the first three episodes of this new content series, which covered Notorious B.I.G, Nas, and Jay Z, you know I select a collection of my favorite lyrics from the hip hop artist that provide keen lessons for any CPG entrepreneur. While his overall activity is lower compared to, say, Jay Z, that I covered in the last piece of content in this series, you might be surprised to learn that Drake is both an entrepreneur and investor in the CPG industry. Entrepreneurship came in the form of launching Virginia Black Whiskey in 2016. This was in partnership with the Lone Tequila founder Brent Hawking. In its first year, Virginia Black became the highest selling liquor in Canada and set launch sales records. The brand has been steadily growing in revenue and global retail distribution points over the last 5 years, with Drake and his father promoting it in advertising campaigns. With maybe some additional confidence from building within the CPG space in the alcoholic beverage category, Drake decided to take on the food side and make an investment in Daring Foods in May of 2021. Daring Foods has a goal of providing alt meat product that can be a true one-to-one substitute for chicken that is also healthy. Daring Foods products can be found in Whole Foods markets, Sprouts, Walmart, Kroger, just to kind of name a few of the retailers they're in. And the company has saw 900% year over year growth over the past 12 months. I think that was a number that I saw for late 2021. And we'll be utilizing this new funding that Drake was a part of for growth and new innovation opportunities. As you can see, Drake is no slouch when it comes to the world of CPG entrepreneurship and investing. It's also my belief that lyrics from his extensive category of music that's spanning more than a decade will provide strong lessons for any CPG professional. I picked out a handful of my favorite lyrics that I know will bring you guys value. First one is, it ain't about who did it first, it's about who did it right. There's a big difference between being the first and being the best. Before Coca Cola, there was Verner's. Before Lay's potato chips, there was Try Some potato chips. I can go on, but the point here is that long term category creation, being the leader, is often not from the first mover in that CPG product category. We're all capable of coming up with great ideas, but at the end of the day, it's the way we execute on those ideas that really matter, right? The second lyric that I want to talk about is, you only live once, that's the motto, YOLO. Did you know that Drake invented the acronym YOLO? You can kind of thank him for that, or maybe you hate him for that. It depends on how much you like the acronym YOLO. But regardless, if you think about it, creating something with that level of cultural significance is probably akin to building a CPG brand that reaches $1 billion dollars in annualized revenue. Now, kind of got off track a little bit here, but why I like this Drake lyric for CPG entrepreneurs is mostly why it's kind of great for anybody to take it to heart. Life is all about facing your fears and taking risk. As a management consultant that's helped numerous entrepreneurs start, scale, and end up selling their CPG businesses over the last decade, it's the getting started that's always the scariest thing, even for the most seasoned operator entrepreneurs. CPG entrepreneurship is like jumping out of a plane and assembling your parachute on the way down. But life is short and tomorrow is not guaranteed. So it's important that we always live our best lives, even if it means doing the things that scare us in hopes of finding the things that bring us the most true joy. The next lyric that I want to talk about from Drake that I love is never see me out because I live in my workplace. If you ask any CPG entrepreneur, he or she will tell you building a CPG brand is arguably one of the hardest things you'll ever do in your life. It takes sacrifices, it takes mental toughness, and most of all, it takes patience. If you want to be successful, you must put in those long hours. You're effectively trading a 9 to 5 for a 24/7 365. So get comfortable with the late nights being spent a little differently than maybe you did in your past or how the rest of your friends are spending their late nights. The next Drake lyric that I want to talk about is some nights I wish I could go back in life, not to change shit, just to feel a couple things twice. CBG entrepreneurship is about the journey, not the destination. The only reward is the process. Whether it's good, bad, or ugly right now, make sure that you are enjoying the ride. The journey is about growth. It's about living. It's about learning and then applying those learnings for greater achievements in the future. It isn't about going back and maybe giving yourself the answers, but it would feel great to kind of experience some of that journey again if you weren't fully living in the moment. Another Drake lyric that I think has a ton of application to CPG entrepreneurs is IRS, all of my books getting a matlock on. All this capital seems like I left the caps lock on. There's kind of two big lessons that are packed into this one especially clever Drake lyric. The first is hire a great accountant that knows the CPG industry sooner than you probably anticipate. It'll save you a lot of money and headaches down the road. The second is don't raise capital without having your financial back end of your business running well. This is because the more outside capital you kind of take in, the more you're going to need to be transparent with those investors on your financials. The next lyric is man, fuck evaluation, show me your personal funds. What's your business valued at is like the how much do you bench question that gym bros like to throw around. While it means something, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter. What does matter is your internal metrics meeting or exceeding your strategic plan. If you hear somebody bragging about their business valuation, just know this is probably a person that's in the CPG industry for the wrong reasons and will likely be outed over time. Another great Drake lyric that has a ton of application is imitation isn't flattery, it's just annoying me. Doing what no one else is doing in the CPG industry won't last long. In today's fast follower marketplace, you must get comfortable with competitors copying your product attributes. It's all about creating a long term strategic narrative that is extremely difficult to be copied. And even if it ends up happening, the market will be able to sniff it out as bullshit. The next Drake lyric I want to talk about is I want things to go my way, but as of late, a lot of shit's been going sideways. Everyone wants to be the next successful billion-dollar CPG brand, but even that inspirational brand's road to success had a ton of sideways moments. Don't compare your month 5 to another CPG brand's year 5. After you emerge on the other side of the shit is going sideways types of moments, that is when your CPG brand will become battle tested. The CPG brands that will emerge after this kind of pandemic era that we're going through right now will ultimately become stronger for having to work through the endless episodic sideways moments. Another amazing Drake lyric for CPG entrepreneurs is overdosed on confidence, started not to give a fuck, and stop fearing the consequence. Self confidence is a key entrepreneurial skill for success. When we talk about self confidence in entrepreneurship, it really comes down to having the ability to transform fear into focused thinking, communication, and action. Self confidence is what will allow you to turn obstacles into opportunities, weaknesses into advantages, and setbacks into breakthroughs. And then the last Drake lyric that I wanted to bring up was I'm in control of my destiny, never in doubt. If I can't make it with you, I'll make it without. Here is a tough reality that is true across personal partnerships, aka marriages, and business partnerships. Most of them end badly. So be careful who you pick as your co founder. Be careful who you pick as your contract manufacturer. Be careful who you pick as your retail partners. Now, you get the point here, but even if you think these partnerships will be different, ensure you have proper hedging strategies running in the background. So, I just want to kind of end on some final thoughts. You can learn about business in different ways, and inspiration or motivation to succeed can come from everywhere around you. I've noticed that amongst the lyrics of hip hop music, many artists pass on knowledge and experiences just like your business mentors. For me, one of the best at providing me with business value over the last decade has been Drake. Combine that with his CPG industry entrepreneur and investing success, and it shouldn't be difficult to see why Drake is someone every CPG entrepreneur or professional could learn from. I hope you enjoyed this YouTube video. If you did, please consider checking out the other 3 previous episodes of this hip hop and CPG entrepreneurship series. If you have a favorite Drake lyric that maybe has inspired you, that maybe I missed, please leave a comment down below or reach out to me on any of my social media accounts. One last thing, if you aren't already a subscriber to this YouTube channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button to support me. But I just want to thank you for tuning in to this video, and I'll see you on the next one.